What's up, guys? How's your day going? My day is going well. It's a beautiful day out here, all that. And I'm gonna start trying to drop content every day. So it's just gonna be a bunch of random stuff. Um, don't expect anything on one particular topic. I have different interests. One day I might drop a video about chess and like the basics of how to start playing chess and all that sort of thing, because I'm getting better and I really like chess. I think it's pretty similar to life and all that. Other days I'll drop content related to soccer or working out or going to the gym or something like that. So just expect a whole variety of different things that I'm gonna drop. Some days just be talking about my thoughts, my perspectives on some things about life. I'm just gonna be dropping random shit. So today's video is going to be a book review of this book right here. It's called Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari, and it says here it's a brief history of humankind. Now, in my opinion, this is a great book. I'm almost done reading it, and it's just as the title says, or just as it says right under the title. It's basically a brief history of humankind. This book goes all the way back to when humans were hunter-gatherers, and it starts at analyzing how humans lived back then. It compares it to how humans are living now. For example, we don't have to hunt our food. All our food's in our fridge. We don't have to hunt it. We don't have to go anywhere to go get it. People are not starving to death anymore these days. Well, I mean, in some regions they are, but I'm talking about Western countries right now, in affluent countries, anywhere affluent countries, not specifically Western countries. People are actually getting obese more than they're starving to death here. Nobody's starving to death in an affluent country. You can always find food here. Unfortunately, there's some regions in the world where that's not the same, especially in the coming period of time due to this war between Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine and Russia supplied at least 12% of the world's grain exports, so it's gonna be very tough for the world to find enough food for as many people as they did before, because obviously 12% is quite a significant amount of food, and due to the war, the grain is not able to be distributed as much, and it's just sitting around there or going to waste or unable to be produced. Whatever the situation is, people are not going to be able to get that grain, unfortunately. So this book starts back at the hunter-gatherer era. Then it goes to the agriculture era and describes how people transitioned from a hunter-gatherer lifestyle to an agricultural lifestyle. Is very interesting because it actually didn't happen all at once. It was a gradual process over a period of time. And I do want to say this book is written about a brief history of humankind from an atheistic perspective. Now, me personally, I'm not an atheist. I believe that there's a God. So I don't agree with everything in this book, but the majority of the book is true, and I found a lot of value and learned a lot of different things, very interesting concepts, knowledge from this book. For example, what was the thing I learned the other day? Um, Hold up. I can't remember off the top of my head. It'll probably come back to me in the near future, but actually I have it right here. Let me check it real quick. Yeah, it goes all the way up to cyber engineering, some possibilities of the future, like turning people into partial cyborgs and changing their genetics, genetic engineering. Talks about how humans were able to frickin' look at this picture. They grew you see that? They grew an ear on a mouse. So they're thinking that they can start to grow organs and shit like that on animals and then be able to transfer that onto humans in the future, which is really amazing. Oh, this is what I was seeing the other day. This book actually it talks about religions and how those impacted societies, and it talks about politics a little bit and these sorts of things, how different concepts affected society. Humans moved to agricultural societies, and then from there they developed into the medieval era, and then the early modern era, then the modern era, and all this type of thing. And it goes way into detail about all of these things and how humans lived and all that during those times. And there's a very interesting excerpt here that talks about Buddhism, and I think it's a great summary of what Buddhism is, because I looked into Buddhism quite a bit in the past, and I think that Buddhism has some great takeaway points for the common person to learn from. And so I'm just going to read this excerpt. So it says, according to Buddhism, the root of suffering is neither the feeling of pain, nor of sadness, nor even of meaninglessness. Rather, the real root of suffering is this never-ending and pointless pursuit of ephemeral feelings in it, which causes us to be in a constant state of tension, restlessness, and dissatisfaction. Due to this pursuit, the mind is never satisfied. Even when experiencing pleasure, it is not content, because it fears this feeling might soon disappear, and craves this feeling should stay and intensify. People are liberated from suffering not when they experience this or that fleeting pleasure, but rather when they understand the impermanent nature of all their feelings and stop craving them. This is the aim of Buddhist meditation practices. In meditation, you are supposed to closely observe your mind and body, witness the ceaseless arising and passing of all your feelings, and realize how pointless it is to pursue them. When the pursuit stops, the mind becomes very clear, relaxed, and satisfied. All kinds of feelings go on arising and passing: joy, anger, boredom, lust. But once you stop craving particular feelings, you can just accept them for what they are. You live in the present moment instead of fantasizing about what might have been. And then it goes on to say, the resulting serenity is so profound that those who spend their lives in the frenzied pursuit of pleasant feelings, aka a hedonistic lifestyle, can hardly imagine it. It is like a man standing for decades on the seashore, embracing certain good waves and trying to prevent them, goods in quotations, and trying to prevent them from disintegrating, while simultaneously pushing back, again in quotations, bad waves to prevent them from getting near him. Day in, day out, the man stands on the beach, driving himself crazy with this fruitless exercise. Eventually, he sits down on the sand and just allows the waves to come and go as they please. How peaceful. So I think that's a great summary of Buddhism. Basically, it's saying that you don't have to chase your specifically good feelings, because nobody's going to chase bad feelings unless you're insane, you're messed up in the head. Nobody really wants to feel bad. Well, it's starting to rain. I wonder if the camera can pick that up. Here's the... And there's no point in let me take a step back. When you're pursuing a happy feeling, what are you doing? You are that's what you're doing at a subconscious level, and what you're doing at a conscious level is you're pursuing something that you think will give you that feeling. For example, buying a car you can't afford. You think it's gonna make you happier. You think it's gonna let you get more girls, so you think it's gonna make you happier by it through that medium. And just having the car is also gonna make you happier through that medium. You're chasing that feeling of happiness by searching at the external level. By doing something external, you're trying to get happiness inwardly. That's what it is. That's basically what it's saying as one example. So Buddhism is saying that you don't need to do that, because when you chase that happiness and feelings, those are just gonna fade away anyways. You're not gonna be happy forever once you get a new car. You're gonna go back to your baseline level, and if you can't afford that car, really you just fuck yourself over in the long run. Because if you buy a car on finance, that's a terrible financial decision, as you're paying interest on your monthly payments. So you're paying way more than the car's value over a long period of time. It's not worth it. What's better is to just let your feelings come and go as they are, and to live in the present moment without specifically trying to chase good feelings. If you're feeling bad feelings, it's okay to feel bad feelings. That's normal. That's a part of life. You don't need to try to escape from them by drinking a beer, smoking some weed, or any of this shit. It's just accept them for what they are, and you know that they're gonna pass. Like, really, you do know that they're gonna pass, even if you're depressed or all that. Depression is largely a state of mind. I'll probably have to make a video on that in the future. There's already some good videos on YouTube about it, which really helped me understand it at a better level. So I'll just make another video with my own perspective, point of view on it, my take on it, and it's really starting to come down now, heavier. And that's about it. I'm gonna do most of these videos in like a podcast style. Some of them I'll film, like for example, I said I was gonna do some soccer training videos and this type of thing, because I love soccer. Probably have to train some gym, probably have to film some gym footage in the future. And yeah, I don't want to do too much editing. I'd rather have it be raw and unfiltered, you know. It's more organic that way. I started watching this channel recently called First Man. I really like the style in which he does his videos. So I'm good, and that's what he does. He doesn't really cut the videos or anything like that. He doesn't edit them heavily. He doesn't really edit them. So I like that shit. You know what I mean? It makes me practice my speaking skills, because I'm talking to a camera, and if it kind of feels like I'm talking to other people, you know. Like, honestly, like, it makes me like a little bit nervous, because, you know, it could be like hundreds of people who watch a video if it just pops off or some shit like that. Otherwise, it'll just be like 1 or 2 people, because my channel is fucking small right now. But, you know, it's all good. I'm learning from it. I'm improving because of it. So I appreciate the fact that I have the opportunity to even do something like this, even though it feels kind of silly to me right now to just be like talking to a camera and all that. But I appreciate the opportunity to do this and to improve my eloquence, this type of thing. Anyways, I'm rambling on a little bit. That was way off topic. I hope y'all have a great day.